are the Chargers. I just don't think anybody's super comfortable betting the Chargers to win the division because of all the history there.
We'll get okay. I wanted to highlight that because that's all he talks about with the Chargers. And I find this always so fascinating, right? The idea that no one's comfortable with the Chargers because of all the history there. And it's like, what are we talking about? Like what history? What matters? Where does it matter that what happened back 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago? Like why does that matter at all? Even if we just look at the Herbert-Harbaugh timeline, it's been success every single year. I mean, year 1 with Harbaugh and Herbert, they were way ahead of schedule. And then year 2, unfortunately, they got decimated with the offensive line. And yet, they were still competitive, a position to win the division, and made the playoffs. And again, counter that to the Kansas City Chiefs where all I heard was, well, injuries. Yeah. And they went nowhere. They literally went nowhere. Yet Justin Herbert's out there willing this team into the playoffs and genuinely competing to win the division. Now they obviously get beat in the playoffs. It's like their O-line was absolutely horrendous because it was injured and Justin Herbert's even injured and they lose and it's like okay and now this year the expectations are that they're going to be healthy. I understand we can't assume, we can't, predict, but I'm always going to go into a season with the belief that you're actually going to be healthy. And the O-line will be better, a significantly better offensive coordinator, which that is still so under-discussed. Let's take a look at how we talk about two different teams. The Philadelphia Eagles and the San Diego Los Angeles Chargers. It's so interesting to me because when Mike McDaniel did not go to the Eagles because that was like a name that people were really interested in for the Eagles. It was such a big deal and it was an indictment on Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles franchise. And I've already unpacked why it makes sense for Mike McDaniel to not go to Philly and to go to LA. Like it just makes perfect sense for so many different reasons. Strictly just from a business financial decision, like it makes 100% sense, not to mention lifestyle etc. as someone who lived in both coasts. So, it's just like, so let's don't get too lost in the Jalen Hurts Eagles comp because I'm just trying to highlight the way in which we have these discussions. But it was pretty much positioned to be in a lot of ways like make or break for the Eagles to get someone like Mike McDaniel because Mike McDaniel is such an incredible coach, such an incredible offensive mind. The fact that he didn't even want to work with the Philadelphia Eagles was like, oh my gosh, here's this guy all the way up here. He's not even interested in the Eagles, like what does that say about Jalen Hurts and the Eagles? Not to mention the missed opportunity of having someone like him. Like, what could this offense look like with Mike McDaniel? Like, oh my gosh. Like, that was the conversation. That was the emphasis. And the volume was turned up as loud as you possibly can get it. We know that. And listen, the Eagles, they generate a lot more buzz than the Chargers. That's just the way it goes, right? We talk about Jalen Hurts way more than we talk about Justin Herbert. Nick Sirianni for better or for worse talk about him more than Harbaugh, right? Like it's just this is the way it goes, right? Philly is Philly. We know that. But then there's no actual counterbalance to the idea of wait a second here. We have this guy who's an elite offensive coach, an elite play designer, an elite play caller, and he's also now combined with Harbaugh who's obviously an elite head coach with an elite quarterback. And again, we can cry our tears from past failures or whatnot, but like we're going to use that to weigh down. We're going to use years of a Phillip Rivers or whatever or Herbert with I don't even remember the coach that he had when he first got there, who got fired and also Staley and whatnot. Like we're going to use those as barometers or reference points cause that makes sense. Or we're going to unfavorably look at the last couple of years because they didn't win a Super Bowl. I guess when it's like again year one they were so ahead of the curve getting to the playoffs was remark. Able just to begin with, and then year 2 also pretty rem considering how decimated. Again, just look at another team in your own division who apparently they also had in, like, all I heard was like, cause I said, oh, I think the Chiefs need to maybe make more moves offensively, and they were like, how dare you say that we were only this way because her so and so got injured or O-line was injured and this person was suspended, and is like, okay. And it's like, so, why aren't you offering any of this for the Chargers? And the same thing, oh, now that we got the enemy, now we're going to go. And it's like, why are we not saying that for the Chargers? Like, why are we not saying that for the Chargers? And it's like, well, history, history, history. I do not care. I do not care for the Chargers what happened in 2020, 2021, 2022. Like, what are we talking about? And if you can't see the most immediate history of the last couple of years as actual genuine success, then you're confused. This team was never going to be positioned to truly be able to win a Super Bowl last year because of all that they dealt with. So, the fact that they were able to even survive and be competitive and win tough, difficult games is insanely impressive. That is the accomplishment sometimes, and that's okay. That is okay. Parallel that with the Philadelphia Eagles. Their offensive coordinator was a mess. Their O-line was also a mess, and everyone was like ripping Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. And it's like, the fact that Jalen Hurts was still top in like touchdowns, complete percentage, whatever it is, and got to the playoffs, won the division, it's pretty awesome. Like, that is the accomplishment. They won the Super Bowl the year before, and the following year they were able to get back into the playoffs. Again, it didn't quite look right. You would like them to be able to achieve more, but considering the circumstances, actually pretty good rather than just, oh, this is an absolute failure. Whereas other teams, again, look at the Kansas City Chiefs. They get all the excuses in the world. They get all the benefit of the doubt. And you could say, well, they deserve the benefit of the doubt because of what they achieved. And it's like, well, one, the Eagles did not get the benefit of the doubt. Jalen Hurts did not get the benefit of the doubt, and the Chargers, they H Justin Herbert, and this team has accomplished things. Just because it's not a Super Bowl doesn't mean that it's not an accomplishment. So considering what they were able to do these last couple of years with the specific circumstances that they were dealt, then they deserve the benefit of the doubt. Herbert, Harbaugh, etc. deserves the benefit of the doubt. And if you want to now give that as your foundation, bringing in a Mike McDaniel, having a healthy O-line, you're just supposed to automatically feel uncomfortable with the Chargers because of what happened in 1999. It's like, what are we? What are we talking about? Like, what even is that? How does that even make sense? It doesn't. It absolutely positively doesn't. It really doesn't. And if you can't see these at the most immediate last couple of years as genuine accomplishments, then you have a narrow lens of looking at sports and accomplishments in general. I mean, considering what all the injuries unfolded for the Chargers and how they were still able to have Herbert literally getting surgery in the middle of the season, not missing a game, right, like the O-line being decimated, absolutely decimated, a running back that you were really excited what he got hit in the face with fireworks or something, I don't even remember exactly because it depresses me, just like from the jump, and it's like yet they were still able to put together team. Compare that to the Dallas Cowboys who went nowhere, did nothing, but yet were positioned to be the most dangerous team in the NFC. If only they could make the playoffs. And it's like, well, they didn't. They didn't. So, like sometimes when you're given a messy hand, the accomplishment is just making do with it, being kind of successful, just not collapsing. It's not fun. It's not the most amazing accomplishment you could have. It's not, anyone's favorite thing. You'd like more, but it's just like how the 49ers were able to make do. It's like, yeah, it's a bummer that they got decimated with injuries, blah 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 blah, but they were still competitive. They were still able to make do. And sometimes that's all you can ask for. It can't be Super Bowl every single year. Can't be AFC NFC championship game every single year. can't be win the division every single year. And sometimes it's actually really remarkable that you were even able to even get where you were. You can make the argument that it was more impressive that the Chargers made the playoffs than the New England Patriots making the Super Bowl. There's a legitimate genuine argument for that. There is a legitimate genuine argument for that. No question about it. No question about it. And that's why I kind of kept throwing around. That's why I was so conflicted with the conversations that we had last season about like MVP and whatnot, because I'm always kind of split between like having the conversation about who I truly think should be the MVP or who I think will be the MVP. Like and I didn't think Justin Herbert ever actually had a legit chance of winning the MVP. So then it was just like, okay, so let's talk about Drake May and Matthew Stafford or whatever. But it was just like Justin Herbert had an insane argument to be the MVP. An insane argument to be the MVP. So the fact that he was able to even just get them in a position to just, win the division, get into the playoffs, etc., lay his body on the line, it's like that's remarkable. So, if you want to talk about, well, we were uncomfortable with the Chargers because of their history is that they were able to make something out of nothing ever since Harbaugh got there, and that Herbert's been incredibly resilient and this defense has significantly improved, and that this O-line will be great as long as they're just actually healthy. And now they're adding in Mike McDaniel, a coach that everybody university was like amazing. So great that by virtue of the Eagles not getting him, it was disaster. It was a disaster for the Eagles just by simply not getting him. And yet it's not equally as positive for the Chargers of actually getting him. Like you see the disconnect. See, you see kind of the confusion that we find ourselves in when talking about a team like the Chargers. I see it. I see it as clear as can be. I see it as clear as the sunny skies in San Diego. Someone said it was disrespectful. I love bringing this up now because it's hilarious to me. Someone said that it's really disrespectful that I keep referring to them as the San Diego Los Angeles Chargers. And I referenced that in like my last video, and I said, oh, someone, people were getting mad at me because I said it, and they did, and they continue. It's different people, by the way. It's not like the same person. It's different people. And they've been in LA for years. It's disrespectful. And it's like, again, every time you make a comment like that, it just makes me want to say it again out loud and emphasize it even more. It'll just always make me smile. But San Diego Los Angeles Chargers, we shouldn't have confidence in them, or we shouldn't feel comfortable in them because, think about what happened in 1997. I mean, think about it. Think about what happened in 1997. Think about what happened in 2014. We all know that has a direct impact on 2026. We know that. And then the haters will come out and say, we don't have to go back that far. Just look what happened last year. You mean it was an insanely impressive that they made the playoffs, that Justin Herbert was injured and the whole line and etc., and that yet they still were competitive and made the playoffs. Yeah, that's pretty impressive. What did the Chiefs do? Well, they won the Super Bowl a couple years ago. And it's like, okay, what does that have to do with last year? Imagine thinking Justin Herbert should be compared to Patrick Mahomes. And then round and round we go. Groundhog's Day. But guess what? Eventually, I can't think of his name from Groundhog's Day. He woke up and the day did not keep repeating. Eventually, that loop was broken. So, just wait. Just wait. Those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Groundhogs in San Diego? Do you think we should feel any type of confidence in the Chargers, or should the past, I guess, always continue to haunt us? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment. Whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get into some discussions. Let's get into some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. Please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as it really does help visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.